Hey yo, hey yo. Hey yo, hey yo. Damn, that girl looks good tonight. Okay. I think we're there. I think we're... Yeah. Yeah, I think we're there. I think it's working. I think it's all working. I've got all of the streams on. Ladies and gentlemen. Could be a problem. But we'll do our best, won't we? Yes, that's what we always do, our best. He said creepily, I don't have anything on. I have the game sounds on. I don't got anything on right now. What am I doing here? Do I even have my banana on? I think I have my banana on. There we go. Did guys earn in-game music today? Maybe. I actually think we could probably make that happen today. My wristbands, they're not on my desk, so that's the only thing I need to do is just go grab that and maybe a water. I don't have a water. I don't know why I did that either. The Oasis. Oh, hell yeah. Synthwave music? I do like synthwave music. I've got to admit, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I haven't really listened to anything new in that department for quite a while. I haven't been listening to too much new music recently at all, if I'm being honest. I don't think any groups that I follow have dropped anything in a little bit. So, it's, yeah. Guess, what have I been listening to the last few months? Same thing as everybody else, really. Sabrina Carpenter and I don't know, Chaperone, and still been listening to that Cannons album. I've still been listening to 1989 Taylor's Edition quite a bit. I also think I mentioned there's a 32-song musical based on the Odyssey. I've been listening to that a lot the last month or two. That's really good, but I don't know if people would qualify that as music. I'm just kind of listening to like a shuffled sort of, you know, like they have it in order, I guess, but I don't always listen to it in order because, I mean, yeah, why, right? Why? Is there a 1.0 estimated for Stormgate? I don't really know. I look at their announcements and stuff occasionally, but yeah, I think they said that their goal is to hit 1.0 next year, right? So I guess you'll just have to keep up with those guys on that. I only have like maybe an hour a day tops to stream that I'm ever gonna set aside anyway. So there's no point in playing any other game than StarCraft because this is like, you know, it's a pretty nice, fun game to play. I'm really good at it, and I'll never have that many people watching me again. So it's like, if I want people to come by and say hi, like this is the game to do it, and then I can kind of just wax poetic nostalgically. That's what this channel is for. This is a bit for me to just get like a socialization fix in, but also a little mental stimulation from the game. So nothing that I do on this stream is financially motivated unless someone very wealthy offers to change my life. That's just reality. So because of that, it doesn't matter what we do here. So I'm not trying to play new games to get views. I'm only going to stream exactly what I feel like streaming. And I've been playing a lot of StarCraft again recently because as much as I tried to stop the Cabal from destroying the game, they've broken it again. Terran is super overpowered, and you know, when Terran was weak, everyone laughed at me. So if Terran is strong, perhaps I'll be nicer than them and I won't laugh at them, but I might enjoy myself a little bit. I hope that doesn't sound too off the rails. You love the sweater? Thank you. Hey, Beer Truck. And also, oh, the Epic. You love that. Yeah, Sweet Spot. That's what I'm talking about. Man, it's like when I walk out, when I go to walk, I don't know if I told you guys this. I check into work at like maybe quarter after 5 a.m. So usually my alarm is set for like 4:45. Take a quick shower, take Lewis outside, and it's like pitch black. Super foggy today because of how cold it was. It was like 28 degrees this morning when I took him out. Sometimes it's just pouring rain and it's always pitch black. And yeah, going out, walking my dog, listening to like 600 Men or Storm or something like that. Great tracks. Great tracks to wake you up at 4:45 in the morning when you're walking your dog outside and it's 28 degrees and you're kind of just freezing your nuts off, you know, and you put some epic music on and you're like, yeah, this actually does kind of get me fired up. Either that or Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, because coffee, obviously. I'm going to find my wristband and I'll show you exactly what I think of the new patch. Are you walking the dog in Silent Hill? Fog, freezing, and rain? Yeah, no, that's what it's like out here. Look, over the years, I've said a lot of things on this stream because, you know, getting people's attention is like how you get them to watch and then you make money, okay? But there are some truths that have been constant throughout the entire timeline. And from the very first moment that I moved out of living in my friend's basement to go to California, I have missed being around trees and real grass and rain and thunderstorms and snow and all of that good stuff. I didn't have it in LA. I lived in Los Angeles for like 6 years. I never got to have any real weather. It hardly ever happened. There were like 2 weeks out of the entire 7-year period where it rained a lot. And that was it. We got nothing else. And then I moved to Las Vegas, where it actually rained a lot more. Go figure. But there was still no grass and still no trees. So living out here in Washington, it's incredible because there's just nature everywhere. Can I show you something on my phone? Can I have a human moment with you from person to person? Doesn't matter what you think about anything in this world. I think you'll find what I'm about to show you incredible because it truly captures the essence of what it means to live. Look at that. It's hard to see. Those are some salmon. It's doing a little blur effect on it, but we saw salmon in the creek. I took a photo. Those are 3 salmon swimming together in the creek that I just walked my dog to with Katie. Me and my wife just took the dog for a walk, and we went up to the creek, and we just watched a bunch of salmon splash around. Apparently, they're spawning. There's also a bunch of dead salmon there. Apparently, after salmon lay their eggs, they just die. I had no idea. That's crazy. But like, I gotta tell you guys, this is the most interesting thing going on in my life right now. And I love it. I really do. I really, really do. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about it. That's what I wanted. That's what I've wanted, to go walk through a field, through trees, and there was a beaver. Unfortunately, didn't make it. Just thought you guys had to know because it was on my mind. But yeah, you know what you missed after living for 5 years in LA? Green, anything green. Exactly. So I'm very happy. I love my Silent Hill life out here. Even though it's rainy and foggy all the time, I miss that. LA was just hot and sunny every day, And I hate to break it to you guys, but sunlight gives you skin cancer. There's no way around it, even if you use SPF. Okay, the clouds block a lot of stuff. Okay, it's not so bad living in overcast all the time. I'm just saying. If all the Odyssey references and my name in the game being Odysseus and me talking about this musical haven't gotten the point across, okay? Also about that Greek porcelain, okay? We don't, I'm not trying to make myself deep fried like a chicken tender, okay? That's not it. All right? I'm not laying myself down in a tanning booth so that I can find out how many, different shades I can be. I like staying out of the, just keep it chill. Keep it chill. It's very nice. So it's just rainy and foggy and cloudy here all the time. And it is amazing. There was so much. I didn't get a photo, but we live on the top floor on our building, and I could see this morning, like up in the sky where it was clear, and then on the horizon, like I could actually see where the clear sky was above the fog. Like I could see where the sky was clear above the fog where we were. It was a really cool view, but I couldn't really frame a good shot, so I didn't. But that was like my morning, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Salmon, as they swim out to the ocean and find their way back to where they hatched to continue the cycle. That's incredible. Like, that's amazing. Look, see, we got Grandmaster Zerg player, first game. Chitty. Boom, boom. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been up to. I've been working. I've been taking the dog for walks, and then, we go to that creek all the time, but there hasn't been too much happening. But now that the salmon spawning season has begun, it's been amazing. It's been amazing to just go watch the salmon every day. We've been doing that for like about a week and a half now. I got a bunch of pictures. And videos and stuff. So that's just been really cool. Lewis, he gets really excited by the salmon as well, because this creek, if you saw what I was showing earlier, anyway, it's only like 1 or 2 feet tall, so there's not a lot of depth to it. Lewis did try to put his paws into the water yesterday. He tried to go after one. He put his paws in the water, and the moment they got in, he freaked out because it's obviously very cold. That was not transcendent morning. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Striker. Exactly. It's a beautiful vibe. What did I say? Put the fries in the bag or something, right? Is that what people say to each other now? Just put the fries in the bag. Just play the game. I don't know what kind of deep-seated personal trauma is driving him, but I'm not having any part of it today. Big job, huh? Move it. Gotcha. Yep. Command center upgrade complete. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what I love. That's what I love about being out here. The nature is just beautiful. And all the things that people say they get sick of, like the rain and the clouds and all that, I just like it. I just like it. Rainy day vibes are the best. When we take down the window blinds, you just lower the shades and you just watch a torrent of rain go out the window while you're getting some Saturday afternoon gaming in. You know what I mean? It's not bad. Plus, I'm finally going to be able to live out my fantasy of playing as Godzilla in Fortnite this season. And they put like custom shoes in the game, so I'm going to be able to hit the gritty on somebody as Godzilla wearing Air Jordans. And that's really something I've only ever like shit posted about on the internet previously, but now it will become reality as we continue to go down this strange world we live in. people be hitting the gritty on each other with Godzilla and Jordans this season, and it's going to be a very real thing. So sometimes I'm not saying it out loud for you. Even I struggle to believe the words that come out of my mouth sometimes. It's a little bit risky to do it this way, but I figured that's just how you go, right? He's like, I guess he's like traumatized by cyclones or something, so he's not gonna do anything that he thinks cyclones would beat, more or less.
Bad news?
I wonder if he complains like that every time he gets a game against a Terran player. Yeah, this isn't too shabby at all.
What's going on?
You're like 300 hours. Oh, Baldur's Gate. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is so good. My wife and I have played so much Baldur's Gate. We got all the mods. We got all the mods set up now. Now that we've done like 20 runs already, we got the modded runs set up with like the basically infinite spells and a bunch of different other random crazy modifiers. I'm just summoning zombies every 5 seconds. I'm turning everybody into zombies. My wife is casting Moonbeam like it's on Kmart Blue Light Special. It's fantastic. That's how we like to party. Yeah, gotta take a little livery with it. Gotta enjoy yourself. What are you doing? All I do is just turn people into zombies. That's it. That's all I do. And then I give Shart the ability to turn people into zombies as well, just in case there's ever leftover bodies. It's important. It's important. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is great, though. Can't say enough good things about it. Did you hear that they announced a new patch? There's going to be, they said that they're going to add 12 new subclasses into the game. So basically, you can just romance Shart like normal, like you always do, with no other changes. That's what that means. So that's great. It's exactly the news. Exactly the news that I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah, they have a built-in mod manager in Baldur's Gate 3 now. My wife and I play it on Steam together all the time. She's currently romancing Lae'zel. That's her boo thing at the moment. Beautiful. Beautiful. Incredible. Moonbeam. Oh, thank you. That's my wife. 66-month resub. God bless you, woman. I love you. Maybe next Tuesday, depending on the weather. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see, okay? We'll check first. First, we'll see. You know, we've got earnings, right? We've got earnings next Tuesday. Katie's always got her eye on the prize. Earnings next Tuesday. Right? Last quarter, we had, what was it, like a 300 or 400% EPS increase? If we have a similar increase this quarter, I think we're going to be looking pretty good going into next year, guys. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. All right. Turns out people are actually pretty crazy about Pokemon cards and sports cards and all of that kind of stuff. It's a good market to get into. Thank you for the info, Nate Dogg. I got you. Yeah, so we play Baldur's Gate all the time. Look, this guy was he psyched himself out in the beginning of the game. He already lost because he's complaining about some bug. Guys, if you're so upset that you can't even play a video game without having to immediately harass your opponent over something that has like nothing to do with them, take a deep breath, man. Take a deep breath. It's okay. It's okay. This isn't your job. It'll get patched. And if it doesn't, then you can just seethe knowing that I was right and that we shouldn't try to make 50 changes to the game from completely anonymous, unaccountable people that affect everyone's ladder experience for months at a time. You know? And I got witch hunted for saying that, but look where we are, okay? Easy for me to say on the overpowered side of things now, but if anybody had listened to me about this council shit a year or two ago, this probably never would have happened, so what is there to say? He crushed him. He was in his own head from the very beginning of the game. He was in his own head immediately. He got caught out big time. Sifa. Oh, this guy. Okay, this is the guy that goes the one-base Ravager Rush every game, right? There cannot possibly be a better Zerg player for us to ghost pepper cheese than this dude. Legitimately, if there's anybody to ghost pepper, it has to be him. We already know there's a 99.9% chance this guy's gonna just do a one base. He's gonna open with like 8 lings into a one base Ravager Rush, right? That's all he does.
What's going on? Go ahead.
You know what I did enjoy though? I got to watch Home Story Cup this weekend. I made time for that. I made time to watch Home Story Cup this weekend, and I have to admit it was a great time. I had a really fun time watching it, and I'm really proud of spoiler alert, my boy Gumiho getting the dub. Absolute literal Giga Chad Megalodonis. Just big shout out to Gumiho. He's a guy that doesn't get a lot of respect. And Clem, Clem pulling a Rainer and throwing at the end of a tournament by off racing to try and prove a point. It was hard not to laugh. It was hard not to laugh. God bless Gumiho. The kind of guy people would try to disrespect with that type of shenaniganery, thinking they could get away with it. Not in my house. Not in my Casa Bonita. You know what this main base reminds me of? We haven't played on Neon Violet Square in a long time, but the layout of this main base is almost exactly like Antigua's shipyard in terms of the layout. It's basically is Antigua's shipyard. Talk about Home Story made me think, how much do you miss the old days? You know, the thing is, like, even though, yeah, I guess I do miss the old days, of course, of course. Being with like Jeff and Apollo and all those guys. Even the last couple of years of casting I did, like it was rough. I was mostly training new people. They made me train new casters constantly. I had to work with a ton of people on their first ever shows and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, you know, I was always happy to contribute and be a part of the scene, but really it was like the first 5 years that I was doing the casting and stuff like that. That was really the best times because everybody was there. And even if I got hired to do a big tournament tomorrow, you know, Jeff's not going to be there and John won't be there. There's other people that probably won't be able to make it. And the reality is, like, I'll never be able to recreate what that was anyway. So it's best to keep my memories fond, and that's kind of it. That's kind of how I think about it. I think back on it very, very fondly. I have basically nothing but good memories, you know. I think I only like spazzed out to the casters like once. I think like the first time they tried to make me pay for a hotel when I had like $2 in my bank account, or they tried to make me pay for a cab. I kind of freaked out once, but that was about it. I mostly got good memories with those guys. Beautiful. 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 I never have to worry about playing against these kinds of people ever again. That's the other great thing too. Until this patch, until they fix this, until they fix the Cyclone for real, it's you don't have to worry about being cheesed, which is just great. Everybody you go up against, you can crush these guys. Whatever happened to Red Eye? You know, I don't really know. I was never like super crazy about him though, so you know, he seemed like an okay kind of guy, but he's not somebody that I was like friends with, right? I have very, very limited interactions with him. You'll be shocked, but he was not hanging out with us at most of our social things. But how about that? I'm never gonna have to worry about this Sifa guy who does the one base roach rush ever again. Look at that 14 pull. Just never gonna have to worry about that. Yeah, I don't know what Red Eye's up to. I think the last I heard of him, I mean, I keep tabs on sometimes I like remember stuff. I think he was at Gfinity, but are they still a thing? I think they might have dissolved years ago. But he ended up going around like senior leadership at a couple of like studios or, you know, kinds of things like that. I don't know. What's up, Nate? Heard you talk about the old days. I remember that. Hell yeah. Is that really you? Is that the real TI Dragonfly? Is that the guy who got me? Is that the guy who literally is the only reason I could accept my first job offer, because you paid me $150 and told me to get my passport a month before they offered me the gig? Is that the same guy? Holy shit. This could be, you guys, a legend in chat. It's been a long time since I've seen you in here. I hope you're good, man. Love to see it though, Gumi God. Hell yeah. What's the deal with cyclones? Basically the cyclone just does 25% extra DPS right now for no real reason. Like it was just incorrectly applied, the patch, basically. But the patch is made by a bunch of like super hardcore Terran apologists who like refuse to address the biggest things that people say need to be fixed with Terran. So like these types of bugs being very pro Terran, it's the kind of thing that, you know, it's frustrating for people. So I've been trying to tell people that this, you know, people say that the Balance Council has to do everything this way to like protect themselves. But do you guys realize that that means you literally think that having like a publicly known name, like you really think that there's a safety issue? You guys, like, people are scared of their own community to the point where they think having an open discourse about how they improve the game would literally lead to loss of life? Like, yeah, that's crazy. That's what StarCraft players say. That's what like the sentiment on it is. So they make all the patches behind closed doors. There's no audits. There's no quality checks. They just push out whatever they want. Nobody holds them accountable, and they just make changes to the game that affect it for years and years. And I think that that's horrible. Personally, I think that it's pretty ridiculous to say that you can't do anything specifically because you think that your own fans are going to just like go eat you alive. You know, I think that's wild. These guys talk about StarCraft being the best community, and they're like, yeah, having transparency in this process means that there would be, catastrophic loss of limb. And like, what the fuck, man? People are crazy. People are absolutely crazy. They get themselves wrapped up in these conspiracy theories, and they lose their ability to reason. Their dopamine sensors are all burned out. Oh, hell yeah, Pluto. Drunk streams with Todd. It's good times. Good times. Oh, we've had a lot of fun over the years. We've had a lot of fun over the years. Been a lot of good times. Been a lot of good times. But yeah, am I surprised that a private interest group that makes money off of the game, am I surprised that they make changes to their own best interest? Especially when there is literally no system to hold them accountable in any way? Am I surprised that that has flaws? No. No, I'm not. You imagine giving people all that power and them actually working together like sane human beings that want to, advance the betterment of the game? You really think StarCraft players are capable of coming together like that?
Your add-on is complete.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Go ahead. Big job. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Add-on's finished.
Is Zerg imba? No. Zerg's in a pretty good place. Zerg and Terran both just got a lot of buffs in the most recent patch to the game. But Protoss has been getting nerfed like basically every single update since this private council took over the game. And like, just to give you an example, they'll do stuff like nerf immortal attack speed 10% and then raise the sentries like damage against shields by like 2%. Like that's the kind of patches we get for the game now. So it's just, people are kind of yeah. It's been pretty silly. They just got rid of the only defensive ability in the game that Protoss has. Like Protoss literally has one defensive ability in the whole entire game. They deleted it from the game, and they also made it so that when you use the supply drop on a depot, it raises the health of the depot and fully heals it completely. So, as you can imagine, when it comes to a buff, the highest buff that Protoss gets is like observer speed increased. Like that was one of the biggest buffs Protoss got in the last year and a half. Their observer movement speed was increased. And then the biggest like Terran buffs are like, oh yeah, armories cost half as much. Liberators cost less gas. Cyclones deal 25% bonus damage for no reason at all. But Protoss buff. Oh, Sentry does 20% bonus damage against shields. Oh, Stalker's build 3 seconds faster. And that's it. So Protoss has basically been deleted out of the game in the interest of preserving the status quo of the pro scene, I assume. I mean, why else? Why? What could possibly be so horrible about Protoss winning a tournament? I can't fathom. I can't fathom. But yeah, no. There was a guy who literally could not beat Gumiho in the tournament, and he changed his race to play Protoss to like prove some kind of weird point, and then lost. And like, I don't really understand. Like, we already knew that they lost, so it's just not good. It's not a good time. It's not a good time for Protoss fans. All the Protoss like content creators and casters are all like very pro council because their friends are on it, I guess, and they're on it. I don't know. We don't know who's on the balance patch council, but they basically just refuse to take an aggressive or negative stance of any kind against the council. So there's literally no Protoss representative that speaks up about any of this stuff at all anymore. So because of that, they just get completely buried in the discussion. Every Zerg, all the Zerg pro gamers call Protoss players like bad and dumb, and they use really derogatory comments. And then they're like, well, you see, these guys are better, and it would be really messed up to buff Protoss only so that some guy who's in the top, who's in Grandmaster, can suddenly win DreamHack. And that's literally the kind of straw man fallacy that is running the entire StarCraft scene now. People legitimately have convinced themselves of that. It's quite sad. But yeah, no, Terran is really strong. Terran is like overpowered, I would say. Terran is the best race in the game at the moment. And then it's Zerg, and then Protoss is just way down there. Protoss just sucks. Nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about them. The only popular Protoss players in the entire community are Rotterdam and Hearthstone, and they both like talk down on people who have bad things to say about the council. So it's like, yeah, I love them, but everybody just says the council's doing a great job, and then we have the game broken for months at a time. And then, you know, the crazy thing is, this tournament that happened last weekend, not only do all these people dick ride the council, but then guess what? There's a tournament this weekend. They don't even play it on the patch. They didn't even play Home Story Cup on the live version of the game this week. They didn't even do that. They played the whole entire thing in a custom map because the game was too buggy. Like, if you ask me, that's kind of nuts. And this is like every tournament now. And then everybody just justifies it. Nobody has problems with it. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see me at events or doing anything, because these people are adamantly opposed to my crazy notions that, you know, we should consider consider a more transparent process for how decisions are made. I know. It's a crazy hot take. It's a crazy hot take. Yeah, none of those guys want to upset their friends. And Hearthstone doesn't make his money playing in tournaments, so those guys are doing lots of casting and content creating. The worst thing they could do is alienate. It's like the moment that they say that they agree that Protoss needs help, they alienate all of their Terran and Zerg fans. That's the problem, right? Because apparently everybody's terrified of StarCraft fans, because the other reason why everything has to be so the way that it is because any level of transparency means that people's personal health will be at stake. Since apparently all of the StarCraft fans that are following this are literally going to show up at the homes of anybody who dares open their mouth to say the game's not perfect for whatever reason. Mind-boggling. No, these guys have crafted the ultimate conspiracy theory. It is incredible. But yeah, that's why nothing happens. So it's wild, man. It's wild. But yeah, you will find what you won't find are constructive discussions about fixing the problem. You won't find anybody talking about that, except for like a couple real psychopaths like Pig. You know, Pig's always been a real one. But what you will find? You'll find a lot of very high level personalities in the scene who command huge audiences and get lots of viewers. And you'll find almost all of those people speaking down on Protoss players. And I just think that's fucked up.
What is... Oh, really? Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Oh, really? Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I'm just going for the Ravagers at this point with the BCs. Beautiful.
Huh? It's a trap. Oh, really?
Upgrade complete.
Yes. What's going on? Yes. Ah! You scared me.
But yeah, that's about it. So that's the update. Protoss has been patched out of the game. Nobody cares because everybody has too much to lose getting on the other side of this discussion. And
Who called in the fleet?
that's about it. That's about it.
What's going on?
There's lots of Terran versus Terran in tournaments now. And everybody's okay with it because the alternative would be admitting there's a problem. Which in our very conservative household, the moment you do that, it means that, you know,
Engage.
if you ever admit there's something wrong with yourself, yeah, that means it's on you apparently, and it's unfixable. So
Center 2.0 ready to go. You've depleted that mineral field. Research complete.
you gotta wait. You gotta wait for John Travolta to make dancing popular again, and that's it. Once these guys think that it's cool to have feelings, maybe they'll have feelings. But we gotta wait. We gotta wait.
Gotcha. Yes, Commander. Ready to raise some hell.
Once there's money to be made off of supporting the Protoss players, I imagine there will be a great torrent. The winds will turn quickly.
Optics online.
You mined out a mineral.
Just gotta be patient.
You've got more of those, right?
Yes. You hail? Engage. Ready to raise some hell. It's a trap.
Upgrade ready.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, he didn't get anything there. Beautiful.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
You've mined out some of your minerals. You've depleted that mineral field.
Whatever that.
Got a target in mind?
This is fantastic.
In the rear.
Your research is ready.
You hailed? I'm on it.
Show me.
Are you?
What do I got? 30 seconds before I can jump again?
Oh, out.
Just gotta chill. Just gotta chill.
Optics online. Let's go.
Ready to raise some hell.
Now, people never respected Protoss players in this game.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Will do.
Hey, please don't post any weird political stuff in my chat. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna time you out.
Yes, Commander.
You don't speak for me, and yeah, no weird political stuff. Thank you. I'm talking about a video game. Talking about a video game. If you guys want to talk about any of that other stuff, I'm gonna tell you to get lost. Okay? You guys remember the part where I said I have a job and I don't need your money? That's right. That means I don't care if you never come back. So you gotta play by the rules. No politics. No politics, no drama, no edgelord BS.
What is it?
We just don't do that.
Guys are depleted. We'll let the planet dry.
Yes, Commander. It's a trap. Patching you. What is it?
Here we go.
Bad news?
You're bad. It's all good.
Go ahead.
Okay. See. This is good. This is good. This is what we like to see.
Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Can I at least get the extractor? Nice. Now see, this is actually completely fine because I mean, if he's gonna go infestors, we should be able to just max out on BCs. Mind control is not actually that great of a game-ending type move against this sort of army. So we just have to make sure that he doesn't get a big neural parasite off underneath all of our BCs in the middle of the map while they have teleport and etc. on cooldown. What do you think's more likely, Nate? McDouble returning to 99 cents or StarCraft 3? I mean, I think just based on the way that fiat currency seems to work, like the only way that that would be possible would be if like the US dollar was like backed by something at some point again, right? Like they'd have to change the way it works. So unless like Bitcoin hit millions and like the government was holding it and stuff, so well, you say no drama. See, that's fine. That's fine. There are different rules for me than there are for you, and that's okay too. I pick the drama. I want to talk about StarCraft. I'm going to talk about StarCraft. And if I want to talk about this game I'm playing right now and how no one cares about Protoss players because they're too pussy to have an opinion, that's okay too. That's fine too.
Patching you through.
But you don't come in here and talk about your politics. Do you hear it? Do you get it? Because nobody cares about that. Do you see what I'm saying? And there you go. There you go. I think we're all on the same page now.
You mined out some of your minerals.
What is it? Press B to hear the tutorial again. Is that what what I say next?
Add-on done. Swap away.
This ought to be good.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
You got coordinates or what?
Yeah, he had all the corruptors here before, so I figured this would be a good opportunity.
Target in mind.
You mined out some of your minerals.
Perfect.
Bad news? Enemy contact.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Yeah, the Cyclone does like, what, 25% bonus DPS? It's wild. Absolutely sick. I see only SC2 drama allowed. Yeah, exactly. It's low stakes, it's relevant, it's topical. Exactly. I will allow the current biggest discussion topic in the community of the game that I am streaming. I will allow you to talk about that drama. That's true.
You've depleted that mineral.
That's true. That is allowed.
Transformations. You hailed? Made for battle. Who called in the fleet?
Roger. Ready to raise some hell.
Yo, Chris. What is the drama about? It's mostly just Protoss being bad.
Command Center 2.0.
Terran was like all over Home Story Cup this week, so people are malding about it. That's all. People are very upset. People.
Upgrade complete.
Nah, people are pretty tilted because there was a patch pushed to the game that went out wrong, and the game is bugged right now. And
Your command center's got
because the council is like pros and pro people who don't really care about ladder players and stuff like that, Like, they already kind of got what they wanted because the patch is out. Do you know what I mean? And they like played the tournament. They just played Home Story Cup on a custom map because the game is so bugged right now. The people who made the patch literally do not even have the confidence to play tournaments on the patch itself. That's all you need to know. The people who made the patch won't even play on it. But everybody else has to play on it for God knows how long, because these people don't have any ability to do quality assurance at all. So that's why people are upset. The patch is made by pro gamers and casters and people that are privileged behind the scenes who make money off the game, and they use private versions that get fixed very quickly for all of their stuff. And everybody else just plays on the broken ladder for months at a time. That's what happens now. So those people will tell you that the game will get fixed and that there will eventually be another patch that solves the problem. And as you might imagine, that is the circle that we're in now. That's the circle that the game exists within now. Everything in StarCraft happens within these cycles of huge updates that break the game and everybody being constantly reassured that things are in fact fine and there is no problem. That's it. That's all we get. So it's not very cash money. It's not.
Ready to go.
Oh, you hailed? Well, who called?
All right, let's get the hive. We're going to kill the hive first. Beautiful. Beautiful.
More of those, right? You've depleted that mineral field. GG.
Striker. Yeah. This is why we need the transparency you talked about. Yeah, exactly. Because there's no transparency in the process, we don't actually know who the person is that is sending the wrong file. And let me tell you guys, let me tell you something, okay? Because if there was a moment where I wish words that come out of my mouth would be listened to, and not just something I say to be funny on the side, it would be this. All right? If the fucking person who sends the file to be uploaded had to check it with 3 other people first, or maybe just post the fucking XML file publicly somewhere because it's just game data, maybe there'd be a way for us to actually keep track of this shit. There you go. There's the hottest take of all time. There is a black box where one person sends a file, and then there's just nobody who checks that person's file even matches what the other how many versions of these files are floating around. Do you know what I mean? Who is this mysterious person who sends the XML file that we're supposed to trust? Who apparently has the trust of everybody else in the council, even though everybody in the council gets flamed because of this one guy who can't even check that his own file matches what it's supposed to say? Like, is this not the most obvious scam of all time? Is it really that hard to imagine that this whole thing is kind of bullshit? Really? I mean, like, you can love StarCraft and want to protect it from these people, guys. You don't have to hate StarCraft to disagree with the council. They're literally destroying the game every day with impunity. It's wild. And they get paid to do it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
What's going? SCV ready.
Now, you say they're not paid, but don't worry. They milk it. I know they milk every minute of it.
Bad. What's going? Huh? SCV ready.
Someone showed you a GitHub repository of game data for each patch. Yeah, but the thing is, even if they were actually using that, that could be audited still. So you know that that's not real. It would be it would actually be really easy if they just said, "Hey guys, we're updating the GitHub repo with the patch notes for this week." And then the entire community, you know, all 50 of those people of Mango Mash's alts can go dig in with their tweezers and make sure everything's okay. So they don't have to cry about it in Twitch chat for 3 months. But that level of transparency apparently jeopardizes the safety of everybody involved. I don't know. That's what they say. Apparently, the transparency on any level is literally impossible. So there you go. Yeah, you want to just troll? You want to just troll everybody and just tell them to put a patch in the game that you can make a YouTube video on, and then when it gets bug fixed later, you're like, well, at least I had content for this month. Like, fuck everybody else that plays the game, I guess. Like,
Command center upgrade complete.
it's wild. But that's what I mean, right? There are no checks. There are no balances. There are no rails. There are no rails. And yet we're supposed to treat them like they're volunteer firefighters running into burning buildings to make sure that StarCraft players are happy. What a sacrifice. How do I get on this council? I've got a lot of really terrible ideas, actually, based on what they're putting in right now. I legitimately think I could. At first I thought it would be a bad thing if I was on it, but now I realize that they actually found the only Terrans that are saltier than me, and they're the ones on the council. It's incredible. I could go on. It really is amazing.
Command center 2.0 ready to go.
Okay, I think we paid them. We paid them enough lip service now. We paid them enough lip service, okay? We got our sound bites. We got our sound bites. Come complain about your balance concerns was Hearthstone's stream title. He seems like the kind of guy that likes looking down on people he disagrees with. I get that vibe from him. That's kind of the problem with the whole thing, right? A lot of people are just being really nasty to each other. People are just being really nasty to each other. It's treating people that disagree with you like that. That is exactly everything that's wrong with this scene.
Add-on done. Swap away.
Now, before you say I made it personal, you don't have to worry. I didn't name anybody because there's no one to name, because we don't know who's on the council.
What's going on?
I named Roddy and Harstem, though. I'd like to hear both of their thoughts seriously on the situation. I think we'll ever get them? No, but I would like to hear if they had to be forced to give an idea to improve their own race. I'd like to hear what their thoughts would be.
Fueled up, ready to go. Roll it.
Bad news? What's going on? You gonna give me
I mean, we tried Cyclones with no cooldown delay at all. Has no one really suggested anything interesting, like, ever for Protoss? It's really hard. It's really hard to imagine that.
fight or flight? Yeah, right. Inbound.
Ready to roll out. I never tread. Your command center, your add-on is complete.
What? Ah! You scared me! Huh?
Go call them both right now. There you go. There you go. Get their opinions. Get their opinions. We'll see. We'll see what they see if they answer. Also need to know what Roddy thinks if he got a chance to try Buffalo Wild Wings' new hot honey glaze. They did one, and then I think Wingstop also did a hot honey glaze. Really, really good. Really good. I don't know how often he makes it back to the States. You wish you had some Reese's Pieces right now? I've got a big tub of peanut M&Ms I've been rationing. Been trying to responsibly take. Don't you wish you had McNuggets right now? Is this a trick question?
Who called in the fleet?
Yeah, let's go.
Squadron. Yes.
You've depleted that mineral field.
The trick is to get him on the ramp because he can't transfuse here. So.
Upgrade ready. Moist.
Oh, Katie got me nuggies. Oh, I love you, baby. Thank you.
Research complete.
SCV ready. Big job, huh?
Catching you through. Yes, Commander.
Can't hold them alone.
Hey, you get as much as you can. Hell yeah. That's the way to do it. That's the only way to do it. It's a lot of drones.
You've mined out some of your minerals. You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
It's a trap. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
Squadron on route. Oh, really? It's a trap. Engage.
Add-ons finished.
Catching you through.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Well, what's that?
Perfect.
What's going on?
Yes.
A little bit messy, but that's okay. These games always are. These games always are.
In the rear with the gear.
Add-on done. Swap.
That is the way. I like it. We're just gonna need to get a couple of cyclones probably first before we can safely take the base. Neuro's a pretty good player, so I just kind of expect him to have more units than the average Zerg would in this kind of situation. If that's like a reasonable thing for me to say.
SCV ready.
So.
Oh, really? Yes.
Huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Optics online. Let's go kill something. Big job, huh? Been waiting.
Yes. Yes, Commander. Hatch.
Bad news?
Upgrade complete.
Oh, really?
Show me who you wanted. Systems go.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Optics online. Let's go kill something. I get ya.
Okay, he's got a lot of corruptors.
Nothing'll stop me. This ought to be good. In the rear with the gear. Cyclone. Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Wow, really? All of them?
Oh, really?
Okay. I guess he's trying to throw it back a little bit.
What is it? What is it?
Those definitely felt like pity corruptors, right? A few.
You scared me. Yes. Patching you through.
We already know he's got a lot of stuff, right? So.
Well, what is it?
You mined out a mineral field. Research complete. Got more of those, right? Workers win games. Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
Yes, sir.
SCVs didn't sign up to fight. Command Center upgrade complete.
Take no prisoners.
There we go.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Systems go. Cyclone.
Perfect.
Yes.
In the rear with the gear.
Yes, Commander. Oh,
What's our target? Go ahead. You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Enemy contact.
Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
That's fine. If I just lose a command center or two, then we're okay here.
Your add-on is complete.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
yes, Commander.
Comms open.
Who called in the fleet?
Go ahead.
What is it? You hailed?
I don't think we can beat Neuro, but I do think the fact that the game has even gone this long is a pretty good sign for us. I'm going to guess that he's got probably like 7 or so bases, though.
Let's go kill something.
He should have quite a bit of economy now.
SCV ready.
Your research is ready.
Let's go. Huh? Light it. Oh, are you ready for this?
Patching you through.
SCV ready. I get ya.
Yes, Commander. Yes.
Daylight. Talk to me, boss. I'm waiting on you. Ready to raise some hell. Burn rubber.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those.
Oh, there it is. There's the Banelings.
Got any extra firepower?
Up, ready to go.
Yes.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Taking some fire here.
Your base is getting blasted.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
Yes, Commander.
You're crazy.
Ready to raise some hell.
Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
Up, ready to go.
Where's the hot action?
Patching you through. What is it?
I'm in a heap of trouble.
You hailed?
Bad news. Ready to raise some hell.
Yes, Commander. Who called in the fleet?
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Objects online. Let's go kill something.
Patching.
Your SCVs are under attack. You've depleted that mineral.
Oh, shit. Not enough.
Win games. Protect.
GG. That's probably one of the better players I'm gonna go up against, though. He's a really popular streamer, right? He plays a lot. Where do you stand on the M&M pretzel or pretzel candy in general? I really like pretzels. I really like chocolate-covered pretzels. I've had a lot of different kinds of pretzels, chocolate-covered and otherwise. The little, like, mini ones are great. That being said, I'm something of, like, a connoisseur of, I'm going to turn my camera off while I eat. I'm something of a connoisseur of, chocolate and pretzels, so I like them both on their own quite a bit as well, as much as I like them together. So the answer in general is just yes. Got lots of good things to say about them. I'm going to skip the barcode Terran. That does not look fun. Let's just make sure. Okay, yeah, he's been playing a lot today. We'll let him, once he queues up for a game, we'll search. Perfect. Nothing can be gained from a matchup like that. Just searching for a game. That's all. I think we got time for like maybe one more. If we go 20 minutes like that again, anyway. That was a great match. All right, we got a game. What's the matchup? Oh, Zerg. Hell yeah.
SCV ready. Huh? Move it.
I did it really well. Thanks, man. Are you trying to rationalize the last game for me? I'm gonna tell you the difference between me and Neuro, okay? Neuro plays this game as his full-time job, and I don't. The fact that I even get matched against him is an honor. But you don't need to explain to me anything about why I lose to someone like that. He's a very talented and respectable Zerg player.
SCV ready.
If it seemed close, it's only because I might have tricked him for a moment, but I was never going to outplay him.
SCV ready. Bet. Bet. SCV ready. Me. It's your dime. In the rear with the gear. We hear you. SCV ready. Yep.
The best thing about this is that,
Yeah, whatever.
you know, like previously on the ladder, playing against Protoss was always a nightmare because they had so many cheese builds they could just kill you with instantly. But now that the Cyclone got buffed so much that it can counter all of the cheese again, it's like all the Protoss players stopped playing
Ready to go.
because none of them were playing macro games anyway, so they don't benefit from those changes. But they also probably just getting Cyclone cheesed every game too, since it's busted. Now, as much as that is a tragedy, it means that the only people on the ladder are Zergs and Terrans. So, maybe that was what they were trying to get to as well, because there's never Protoss in the tournament, and they hated playing them on the ladder so much because it's bad practice. But, getting to play so much TVZ today is really nice. And that Sifa guy only got him once. A lot of good things to say about today's stream.
In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Go ahead.
Your command center's got some new toys.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Big jump. Huh? SCV ready.
Add-ons finished.
SCV ready. Big jump. SCV ready.
Add-on done. Swap away.
SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Huh? SCV ready. SCV ready. What's going on? Ready to roll out. Yo. Ah! You scared me. Can't wait. You got it. Ready to blunder. We could use some help here. Agreed. No one lives forever. SCV ready.
Your add-on is
We could use some help here. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready.
add-on done. Swap away.
SCV ready.
Get him going. Just get him going.
Made for battle. All right. Ah! You scared me.
Perfect.
We could use some help here. SCV ready.
I guess the smart thing to do if you actually want to win the game with the follow-up after this battlecruiser play would be to get Yamato, but then probably actually go for the, should probably actually go for the regular mech setup after this. The Cyclones are good, but they're not like they're not beat the whole entire ground army good, right? So.
Need something blown up? SCV ready.
Who called in the fleet? Engage.
Let's go.
Oh, patching you through.
SCV ready.
Upgrade ready. Moist.
SCV ready.
Oh, he went for it too.
It's a trap.
SCV ready.
It's a trap.
Ah! Go ahead.
He had that Spire ready to go.
SCV ready.
One is charged and yes, Commander.
Add-ons finished. Research complete.
He was ready. Well, to be fair, we did popularize battlecruiser rushing in the meta a few years ago, so I think it's like kind of a standard opener to go corruptors now, right? I saw a post about it on the All Things Zerg Reddit.
SCV ready. What's going on?
There's a lot of people who just they just open corruptors. It's in vogue. It's a chic thing to do.
SCV ready.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
It's not good luck for us though, right?
SCV ready.
He had the counter set up immediately. He's crazy. Here we go. He's crazy. You know what? I'm going to give him the game just for that. Let's just give it to him. I don't think we're going to win. I think if we won that game, we'd have to drag it out another 30 minutes. But I'm going to try to play one more game instead. That's what I want to do. I think our attack failed pretty bad there, right? No scout, blind spire. That's as bad as it gets. That's as bad as it gets, ladies and gentlemen.
The quest for glory begins.
SCV ready. Huh? Roger. SCV ready. SCV ready. Ah! You scared me. Big job, huh? Ah! You scared me. Go ahead. SCV ready. What? SCV ready. SCV
It was pretty cool though. Today's games have been a lot tougher than the last time I played, but for a guy that only has time to play like 3 or 4 hours a week, I think I'm doing pretty well.
SCV
Still Grandmaster, still top 200. Can't even get in 2 hours a day on the ladder.
huh?
I have to admit. It's nice.
Command center upgrade complete.
The Grim Reaper has arrived. Let's do this. Nothing I can't handle. Yes, indeed. Fair enough. Got something for me to kill. SCV ready. Done. On the way. Certainly. God, what's it worth? I'm going. SCV ready. What? You want something? The Grim Reaper has arrived. Oh, yeah. SCV ready.
There we go. We're even now.
All right. Agreed. What's going on?
Your add-on is complete.
SCV ready. Nothing I can't handle. Let's do this. Certainly.
Yo, thanks, Battlecles. I got you.
SCV ready.
You know I got you, boo.
I'm going. The Grim Reaper has arrived. Oh, that's all?
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Yeah, from above. What? You want
Add-on's finished.
the Reaper?
Channels. Show me who.
SCV ready. What's it worth? Oh, yeah, baby. All right. Nothing I can't handle. Agreed. Yeah, SCV ready. Certainly. On the way. I'm going.
You got coordinates?
Huh? SCV ready.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action. Comms open. This ought to be good.
SCV ready. Big job, huh?
Channel. Show me who you want to die.
Raven online. Command authority register. Awaiting orders.
That's that good stuff right there.
You scared me. SCV ready.
Stay ready.
Bad news?
And come.
Your research has concluded.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Scanning battlefield condition. Ready for service.
SCV ready.
Your research is ready.
Huh? SCV ready.
Command scanning
Systems go.
battlefield condition.
Cyclone ready for action.
Awaiting orders.
Got a target in mind. Cyclone on
SCV ready. Well, what's going on? You scared me.
Got a
SCV
target in
ready.
mind.
Big job.
You got coordinates?
State your
Let's see what you got.
Commencing.
Show me who you want to
SCV ready.
Order acknowledged. Ready.
Oh, I'll get there.
SCV ready.
Raven online.
Nothing'll stop me. You got coordinates?
Engineering at your scanning battlefield.
SCV ready.
Show me comms. Got a target at comms open.
Command.
You got cyclone receiver.
Ready for service. Await.
This side of channel
No.
clear, boss.
SCV ready.
Stay.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
And
In the rear with the gear.
command.
Now we just take the map while he's in turtle mode.
Ready to roll out.
Scanning battlefield.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
SCV ready.
System state.
You gonna stand for me?
Cyclone en route.
SCV ready.
Order accepted.
I mean, let's remember, he is playing bio.
Go ahead. Huh?
So there's a good chance. There's a non-zero chance of a Doom drop here.
Add-on done. Swap away.
State and state.
Oh, that's a nice thing to say. Yo, thanks, Terminator. Watching Nate from Dominican Republic. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. I was getting in some ladder games today. Was feeling good. I was feeling good. Had a nice restful weekend. Got to see some nature. Got to see salmon spawning down at the creek. That was really nice. It's just been a really good time.
Center upgrade complete.
Enjoyed a nice Thanksgiving with the wife.
State of scanning battlefield condition.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Ready. Dispensable.
SCV ready.
Your base is getting blasted.
Comms open. Adjusting for new coordinates.
Sure thing. SCV ready.
I mean, we kind of saw the Doom drop coming, right? It just depends on if he lets the battle cruisers finish now. That's all. If I can finish the BCs at the starport, maybe, but it's really important he lets me finish these. Okay, he's letting me finish it. Thank God.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
What's going on?
Oh, really?
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Nice to see you stream again. Hope you've been well. Yeah, life's good. I'm just working, just doing that stuffs. That's all.
Fight.
Waiting for StarCraft to be relevant again, you know? So maybe one day your boy gets an opportunity to do something there, but that's about it. Mostly just chilling. I think we are donezo. That's all the time I have for you guys today, unfortunately. But every single person we played today was top 200, and several of them were even higher rated. This guy is he's a top 30 player in the entire continent, which is really crazy to think about. So if these are the only people that we lose to, I don't think there's anything we can possibly say we're doing wrong, because we're probably just never going to put in as much time as these guys. So we shouldn't beat them, but we give them a run for their money, don't we? Great show today, everyone. Thank you so much for being cool, being chill, and yeah, that's all I got. See you next time.